Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. It was as horrendous as we expected, or anyone with a brain expected. Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson over 8 rounds, 8 2-minute rounds, won a unanimous decision. I gave Tyson 1 round, which was the first round. The rest was Jake Paul. Noticeably, Tyson, after the first round, was huffing and puffing in the corner. That was 2 minutes of fighting. He looked every single minute of his 58 years. In fact, he looked older than 58. He had a sad, rather forlorn look about his face, whereas once he used to glare and almost defeat fighters before the opening bell. He put the fear of God into people. He just looked like a sad old man in there. It was it was a horrible spectacle, a horrendous spectacle to look at. And it goes on their box rec records, the defeat stroke victory for Paul. So I suppose that's why I'm doing this video. I don't know, it's just garbage, it's just junk. But it generated however many tens of millions, so the casuals loved it. It had that freak show car crash element to it, but to actually, this is boxing, well, a form of boxing. This isn't the Harlem Globetrotters, doing a circus act. This isn't, I don't know, a veterans tennis match or whatever. This is boxing, and to see Tyson, an absolute, not even a shell of himself, a wreck of himself, and a fossil of himself. This was fistic archaeology, almost digging up a man who's a lot closer to the end than he is to the start of life. To see a young man, much younger man, 31 years his junior, 27-year-old Jake Paul, to see him hitting a man of 58. I mean, what is to be gained out of that, apart from money? I mean, I know that Jake Paul represents, the people that know the price of everything and the value of nothing. But what is to be gained through your legacy, through your reputation, by beating up a wreck of a once great fighter, the wreck of someone who, if he'd been your age, you wouldn't have lasted 20 seconds with him. You'd have shat yourself before the opening bell, and Tyson would have just smashed right through you. But seeing this old carcass of a fighter, it was horrible. It's a horrible experience. But like a lot of other people, I did watch it. I mean, had I not been running this channel, would I have watched it? I'd have probably taken a look, yeah. But I think what would have happened was I'd have switched it off. I watched it to the end through my fingers. It's one of the saddest things I've ever seen, to be honest with you. I mean, the Muhammad Ali getting beaten up by Larry Holmes previously was probably the saddest thing I can think, the saddest fight I ever saw. But at least that was Larry Holmes, against Muhammad Ali and Holmes carried Ali. Did Jake Paul carry Tyson? Probably. I mean, I don't know. I don't even care. The fact that he was hitting him and destroying brain cells of a man who's that age. What else can I add? Look, you tell me what you think of this. Did you get anything out of it? Did you enjoy it in any way? What do you think of Jake Paul? What do you think of this circus, this farcical freak show? Horrible. It's just horrible. To me, it's horrible. What do you think? You tell me. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments below. I don't have much else to say about this other than that it was horrible just to watch. It was fucking hell. And Tyson afterwards in the post-fight interview, they asked him, "Are you done?" And he said, "Probably not." Oh God, Mike, stop. He actually said, "What about his brother? I'll fight Logan Paul." And Logan said, "I'll kill you, Mike." He probably would as well. Oh no. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see any more. Well, where does Jake Paul go from here? He talks about being a proper boxer, a serious boxer. He's not a serious boxer. You don't. If you're a serious boxer, you don't take on 58-year-old guys who have been inactive for 2 decades, who haven't had a win for 21 years. You know, you fight proper fighters. But Jake Paul is about making money. You know, and they asked him about Canelo afterwards, and he said, "Oh, Canelo needs me if he knows where the money is." Look, mate, they could put $1 billion on the table for Jake Paul to fight Canelo, and he wouldn't take it. You know, if you're a real fighting man, you would for a damn sight less than $1 billion. But he knows what happened to him if he fought Canelo. Canelo would just be like a cat playing with a mouse, which to some extent was what this was. Watching Paul take on the great Mike Tyson. You see, if you're my age, you remember the Tyson of 88, you know. I remember what an immovable, unstoppable looking force he was. Of course, it was, you know, he came a cropper against Douglas, which then there's a reason why that was the greatest, the biggest upset in the history of boxing. And it was the biggest upset in the history of boxing. There's a reason for that. And that reason is that Tyson looked indestructible. He wasn't, of course. He looked unbeatable. He was so ferocious. I've told this story before, but, you know, I saw the first Tyson-Bruno fight on closed-circuit television in Leicester Square in London. And Frank walked to the ring first, and, of course, we're all cheering and clapping. And then it switched to Tyson. Once Frank was in the ring, you know, yeah, we're all applauding, we're standing up here. This was a cinema. Closed-circuit television used to be in cinemas. This was a big Leicester Square cinema. You know, I don't know how many seats, a couple of thousand, or I don't even know. And then suddenly Tyson appeared on the screen, walking towards the ring, and instantly, like that, the cinema was silent. And we were thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen to Frank now? Frank was our hero. He's a British guy. We wanted him to win. Tyson had that aura about him. To see him in this condition, at this age, fighting a guy who is an area level cruiserweight. And that's all Jake Paul is, an area level cruiserweight. He's a novice. He's got some skills. He does the basics well. He does the basics well, you know, reasonably well. But that's it. Canelo, come on, man. Fighting Canelo. Jesus Christ, we won't go anywhere near him. Yeah, horrific. Anyway, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Comments, I will obviously read them. I'll try and reply if I can. If I can be bothered to. I just want to forget about this. I really do. But hey, Tyson got paid $20 million, so I suppose that was the main thing. I just hope Jake Paul hasn't destroyed more of his brain cells to the point where he can't even count that money. But tell me what you think. Comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you could hit the like button if you enjoyed this very, very sad video. Please hit the like button. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we'll be seeing something better very, very soon. I think we will. All right, bye for now.